concern, you will be guided to designated safe areas. In case of an emergency, please calmly proceed to the nearest and easiest accessible exit. Most of you would have come from my left. Evacuation routes are available through the beach gate to my left, southeast of our location. Well, I didn't get very much in geography, so let's work with on my left, as well as through the main lobby doors. The designated assembly point for an evacuation is in the Rockley Car Park area located across the street from Chafette Restaurant. Thank you for your attention, and there is one final housekeeping note. Let me make sure I share that with you as well. Restrooms can be found in the gym area just behind me. There are 2 steps on your left as you exit there to go toward the covered terrace. Just follow the path through. And for dinner, our especially invited guests will be the first to be invited to the buffet, but I'll remind you of that later. So without any further ado at this time, I'd like to invite Mrs. Cheryl Willoughby, Director of the Criminal Justice Research and Planning Unit, to open up the evening officially with prayer and her opening remarks. Let's give her a warm welcome.
Good evening, everyone. P.S. King, Acting Director of the National Sports Council, Mr. Bascom. Neil Murrell is on holiday. And also our representative from the Child Care Board, all specially invited guests, parents, children, recipients, all of you, especially Director Allison Roach Plummer, who is the one that carries everyone all the time. And I want you, before I say anything else, to put your hands together for Allison. Where is she? Here she comes. But Allison, she is a worker, and I want to thank her for this collaboration. Before I begin, I always believe that we must invite God into everything that we do. And so I was asked to give a word of prayer. My daughter and my son always say to me, Mom, not the 10-minute prayers that you normally do. So it's going to be a brief prayer. So if you would just bow your heads with me as we invite God's presence here this evening. Almighty and most gracious Father, we thank you, Lord, for all your blessings that are new every morning. We thank you for life. We thank you for breath. We thank you, dear Lord, for journeying mercies, Lord. We thank you for the showers we had today. We thank you for the sunshine, Lord God, and we thank you, Lord God, for what we are about to receive here tonight. Lord God, I invite your holy presence right now among us, Lord. In the midst of all that we do here tonight, Lord God, we want to ensure that whatever is said and done to the honor and glory of your precious name. We thank you for healing. We thank you, Lord God, for all that you have blessed us with this evening. And I pray, Lord God, that as we go through tonight, that you, Lord God, will be given all the honor and glory in no other name but your precious Son, Jesus. Amen. Amen. And, you know, I have a lot to thank God for tonight. I wasn't coming here tonight, not that I didn't want to be here, but I was not feeling well for the past 2 days. My husband would tell you. I actually had to go to the doctor this morning because I was ill. And I prayed and I asked God to just touch my body. And hallelujah, he did. And I'm here tonight. He's the God that rose Lazarus from the dead, the God that healed the sick, the God that made water into wine. And so we have a lot to thank God for this evening. Aren't we glad that we serve a great, big, wonderful God. He is awesome. And I'm not here preaching tonight. I am just here to declare that I am happy to be here tonight among you. The Criminal Justice Research and Planning Unit was established in 1995. The department conducts both primary and secondary research where we measure the extent and nature of crime in Barbados. And based on our findings, we then work with other criminal justice agencies and social partners in order to plan strategies and crime prevention initiatives targeting criminogenic risk factors that we find coming from communities and institutions. I have with me here tonight my staff. If you will stand, a small team, but nevertheless a powerful team of researchers, criminologists in your midst. Thank you for the work that you do. I also have an adopted son here tonight, Yannick. Where's Yannick Stevens? Yannick, stand to have adopted Yannick. Yannick is a member of the National Peace Program, but I adopted him, and I'm telling you, Allison, you're not getting him back. Based on the wonderful work that Yannick is doing, right? So based on our research, we are able then to work with institutions. The Ministry of Education, we are hoping to have that ministry on board, but I thank God that we were able to go into the hospital, and now we are gathering data based on the persons who present at accident and emergency with gunshot-related injuries as well as knife injuries, stabbings, etc. So we are doing a lot. We go into the prison as well, where we do qualitative research, and we hear from the horse's mouth at least what are some of the things that would have contributed to your criminal behavior and what are some of the things that you were hoping to achieve so that we are able to be targeted in our prevention efforts. We also work closely with the police. We also have the King's Trust represented here tonight. Thank you for being here, because without the police, we can't do what we're supposed to do. They're the ones who provide us with the primary data that we utilize in order to be able to make evidence-based decisions regarding crime and crime prevention initiatives. I also want to thank the Office of the Attorney General. I know this is not the time to move the vote of thanks, but without the money, we can't get it done. So P.S. King, thank you for your work and your support. We also have Paula Jackman here from the Office of the Attorney General. Thank you as well for coming. I see some children here dressed in uniform. I am so happy to have you because I believe the children are our future, and we have to do everything in our power to encourage them to be the best that they can be. I believe that despite whatever circumstances surrounding a person's life, there is always the opportunity for a person to change. And so that's why we work with persons who are at the spectrum of secondary and tertiary crime prevention initiatives so that we are able to turn the corner. Right now, Barbados has an unacceptable recidivism rate where we have a number of young people re-offending. And so being here tonight to showcase what our young people can do is really important, because what we want to say to Barbadians and further afield is that not all young people are involved in criminal activity. There are some who are doing wonderful things, and for those who are engaged in positive behavior, we must highlight those behaviors as well. So once again, I don't want to hog the show, because when I start to talk, I can't speak for hours. But nevertheless, I want to thank all of you for coming. I want to thank the organizers. I want to thank also this beautiful arrangement that we have here. I am so impressed with what I'm seeing, and I want to encourage everyone to relax, and let's have a good evening together. Promise me we are going to have a good evening together. We are going to have a good evening together. So with that said, I want to thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Willoughby. We thank God for your healing. We're happy to have you here, and you certainly set the tone beautifully for us. Now let's keep the positive energy flowing as we welcome our next guest. Joining us is someone who is passionate about empowering others to seize opportunities and create their own paths to success. So please give a warm and enthusiastic welcome to Mr. Ishaka McNeil.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. That sounds great. That sounds great. I'm here to speak to you this evening about the Build Your Own Door project. Permanent Secretary in the Office of the Attorney General, Ms. Jennifer King, Director of the Criminal Justice Research and Planning Unit, Mrs. Cheryl Willoughby, and Mr. Neil Murrell, Director of the National Sports Council, specially invited guests, ladies and gentlemen. I am thrilled to talk to you today about the Build Your Own Door initiative, a program conceptualized by the National Peace Program to empower at-risk and vulnerable young people across our communities in Barbados. This initiative focused on personal and professional development, music production, personal style and fashion, performance techniques, and music theory. The program's goal was to provide a catalyst for these young individuals to explore their passion for entertainment and performing arts, and to create opportunities for them to build their own paths towards actualizing their dreams and goals. Many of them expressed frustration at the lack of openings in their desired fields, but this program sought to change that. One of the most remarkable highlights of the program was the participation of Arlington Daniel, who joined the initiative after being incarcerated for 13 years. For him, the program was a way of reintegrating into society and to pursue his passion. His story is a testament to the power of redemption and second chances. As it is written in the Bible, can anything good come out of Nazareth? I ask you, can anything amazing come out of our communities in Barbados? My answer is a resounding yes. Amidst the violence and serious crimes that we hear about daily, there are many young people who can be swayed towards a positive path. The determination and enthusiasm displayed by the 7 delegates of the Build Your Own Door initiative are a beacon of hope for many more. As the National Peace Program continues to work towards crime prevention, I urge us to continue providing meaningful programs like Build Your Own Door. These initiatives can help engage our young people in activities that foster positive growth and development, and provide them with the tools and support they need to navigate the world in a positive way. Finally, I want to say thank you to the facilitators of the program. And this evening, I want you all to stand as I call your names. Mrs. Keena Guardia. Are you here, Keena? Please stand. Miss Tamika Newton. Mr. O'Neill Walcott. And Mr. Peter Cumming. Give them a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. I want to thank you for sharing your expertise and skills with our 7 delegates and the delegates of the Build Your Own Door initiative. I commend you for the commitment and dedication to the program as you continue on in your arts, in the way of your arts, to take you that you have learned and build on it as you walk in your purpose, seeking greatness. Before I leave this evening, ladies and gentlemen, I want to say a special thank you to someone who, although was somebody with the National Peace Program, she was like a mother to the guys. She was someone who came and was a part of the program, who came and saw what was going on. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to give a big round of applause to Director Alison Roach-Plummer this evening. Alison, come and join me on stage, please. Ladies and gentlemen, you always say that you have persons in the civil service who work hard, but Alison has worked around the clock, 24/7. And every day we had the program, every minute she was there, she encouraged the young men. She walked with us, she talked with us, she was a part of everything that they did, along with the facilitators. Ladies and gentlemen, give this lady a round of applause. Someone who continues to work in our country, Barbados, to help young people actualize their dreams and their goals as they seek to better themselves. Ladies and gentlemen, that was my take on the Barbados. You want to say something? No. Oh, okay, good. Thank you very much. On behalf of the Build Your Own Door Project and the National Peace Program, we thank you so much. And thank you for being here with us. As we showcase the talents of the young men tonight, I hope you enjoy their performances. Look out. Thank you.
Thank you, Aishaka. Let's hear it one more time for the Build Your Own Door project and the 7 incredible delegates. Let's keep this momentum going. It's my pleasure now to introduce our next distinguished speaker. Please join me in welcoming Permanent Secretary Miss Jennifer King, who will share her valuable remarks with us this evening. Let's give her a huge round of applause.
Good evening, everyone. My first task is to apologize for the absence of the minister, Mr. Corey Lane, who's responsible for crime prevention in the Office of the Attorney General. Not only am I to apologize for him, he ensured that I gave you his direct message to you. And I shall start exactly as he did. Good evening. Protocol observed. Special good evening and sincere salute to the VIPs, the graduates. While I am saddened by my change in flight prevents me from being at this event, I was truly looking forward to. I am encouraged that each of you will be recognized this evening, very deservingly so. I'm very happy that you all have been able to participate, learn, and benefit. At the same time, it is no secret that the issues along the way have created great discouragement for some of you, but you persevered. And that makes it even more special for us. Special shout out to the Build Your Own Door cohort. Please stand and be recognized. A direct quote. Where is the cohort for Build Your Own Door? They're not here? Backstage. Well, give them a round of applause because that was from the minister. Finally, allow me to close by saying an enormous congratulations to each of you, and I look forward to your emergence and success in the future. God bless and thank you. Now, because they wish me to stand here even longer, I shall now give you my message. As someone who truly believes in the power of family and community, I find it inspiring to witness how much a difference we can make when we come together to uplift one another. Parents are the cornerstone of a child's development and the foundation of a nature's future. Recognizing the profound impact of parenting, the National Peace Program has launched the Parent-Wise Community Project. This initiative aims to equip parents with the skills, resources, and support they need to nurture their children holistically, physically, mentally, and emotionally. The Parent-Wise program is a 12-month pilot that provides flexible training to address essential topics such as emotional intelligence, effective communication, disciplining with dignity, and balancing work and life and family life. It also tackles modern challenges like managing digital risks and financial planning. Special support includes one-on-one counseling, support groups, and initiatives ensures that every parent feels empowered to build stronger relationships with their children. Partnering with local organizations, this program focuses on diverse family structures, including single families, fathers, and co-parents, to create a network of positive parenting across communities. By improving parenting skills, boosting confidence, and promoting emotional well-being, we aim to foster healthier relationships within families and reduce crime in our communities. But empowering parents is just one part of the story. The Build Your Own program initiative shows us what can happen when we give our youth the chance to step into their greatness. Too many times, young people in our nation often express a heartfelt sentiment. I'm trying, but nobody ain't letting me get through the door. Recognizing this, the National Peace Program mobilized a groundbreaking effort to empower at-risk and vulnerable youth to take charge of their destinies as creators and craftsmen of their own fate. This initiative was especially designed for young men and women passionate about music and entertainment. Over an 8-week period, 7 dedicated delegates immersed themselves in a journey of personal and professional growth. They honed skills in branding, music performance, production, fashion, and musical notation. What stood out was their relentless hunger to learn, share ideas, and receive feedback without losing what makes them unique. Their enthusiasm inspires facilitators to provide a platform for them to showcase their talent. These 7 remarkable individuals, the pioneers of this initiative, have embraced the motto, pioneering through greatness. Tonight we celebrate a shared journey, parents who strengthen their families and youth who've carved out their own paths to greatness. It's a reminder that with the right support, we all have the power to create brighter futures, not just for ourselves, but for the generations that follow. Thank you for being part of this journey and for believing in the power of transformation. Together, we are building doors and opening new possibilities. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. King, for bringing yours and, of course, Minister Lane's messages to us tonight. And now, as we continue to explore the impact of the Build Your Own Door initiative, we've got something extra special for you. Instead of hearing about it directly, we'll be diving into a video presentation led by the facilitators of this inspiring program. So I invite you to sit back and relax, as they say, and let's watch, turn your attention to the screens as we learn more about the incredible work happening through this initiative.
Hi guys, my name is Keena G, and I am the creative director of Hello Gorgeous 246 and Style by Keena G. I am a personal stylist and transformational coach. I have had the pleasure of working alongside some talented young individuals for the Build Your Own Door program. And I want to say firstly that it was an honor. I took the team through some sessions where we looked at firstly, building their personal brand. How does that look? Because it was a very interesting session, but I believe that it was one that we needed to have, because obviously I want them to see that a lot of the times what we deal with on the inside can actually reflect on the outside. What did it that branding really is key? Understanding that when you present yourself, you're presenting yourself and unseen. And once we understood that, it means that when they show up, they're going to show up really, as being themselves, being authentic, and truly, truly representing who they are. I enjoyed it immensely. I said to you before, and I will say again, there is greatness in all of you. So as you continue your journey, the legacy and leaving a mark.
Hi, my name is Tamika, and I was a facilitator with the Build Your Own Door project. Getting the personal and professional workshops. One of the workshops that was held in the whole idea of getting the participants to reflect on things that they have been through, to get an idea of what had them feeling stagnant. And then we would have done a release session where we burned some of these things and threw the ash into the Restoring Now was through the vision board, where they created their vision, what they want their life to look like, and how they were going to do. From the feedback from the participants is that it would have helped them to really identify with things that were probably troubling them from the past. It also would have helped me to also identify some of the things too that I felt like I had gotten rid of, but it was basically swept under the carpet. And I want to say that the program for me was a success. At first, I was a bit nervous, to be honest, about how I would have been accepted or be seen by the guys, because I normally present 2 women, and me being transparent about my life story of giving the strength and the empowerment and encouragement to keep going on. So even though that they were learning from me, I was also gaining something from them as well. So I really want to thank the guys for really believing in me. Like,
Thank you again to our facilitators. Did you enjoy the presentation? Good, I hope you are inspired as I am. To keep the energy flowing and bring us into a bit of a soulful space, we have a very special treat for you. So allow me to welcome the winner of the Criminal Justice Research and Planning Youth Community Pop-Up Tournament Karaoke Finals, the incredibly talented Keenaz Bit Bit Walker, who is also the recent winner of the Richard Stout Teen Talent Contest. Yes, let's give it up for him. He will be performing Redemption Song.
Good night, everyone. Oh, pirates, yes, they're by. Sold I to the merchant ships. Minutes after they took I from the bottomless pit, but my hands were made strong by the hands of the Almighty. We forward in this generation triumphantly. Won't you help to sing these songs of freedom? 'Cause all I ever had, redemption songs, these songs of freedom, redemption songs. Emancipate yourself from mental slavery. None but ourselves can free our mind. Have no fear for atomic energy, 'cause none of them can stop the time. How long shall they kill our prophets while we stand aside and look? Some say it's just a part of it. We've got to fulfill the book. Won't you help to sing these songs of freedom? 'Cause all I ever had, redemption songs, these songs of freedom, redemption songs. Emancipate yourself from mental slavery. None but ourselves can free our mind. Have no fear for atomic energy, 'cause none of them can stop the time. How long shall they kill our prophets while we stand aside and look? Some say it's just a part of it. We've got to fulfill the book. Won't you help to sing these songs of, 'cause all I ever had, redemption songs. 'Cause all I ever had, redemption songs. 'Cause all I, redemption songs. 'Cause all I ever had, redemption songs. Thank you.
Now, as we continue to celebrate the Build Your Own Door initiative, this time showcasing the inspiring delegates who are actively involved in the program. These individuals are making strides in their communities, and we can't wait for you to see their stories. So let's take a moment to watch the video and get to know these amazing young leaders. Turn your attentions again to the screen.
This program was introduced to me as a way to help build and develop my skills in singing. For 7 weeks, I was able to learn quite a lot of the behind scenes into music making, creating my own music. I learned how to make Amory a brand. I learned how to change my whole focus and outlook, not just professionally, but personally. Being the only female doing a different brand, a different genre of music to my other compatriots was not easy, but I learned how to gel it. I hope and I pray coming out to this program that I'm able to share my talent with not just Barbados, but internationally, to let my voice be heard. And I can only hope and pray that not only myself, but them and everybody else that has been or that will come through this program is able to find their voice. And like me, they can help build a door, their own door, because I'm gonna open mine.
We grew up in the vicinity of Ramil Village, St. Thomas. At a tender age, very early, we've been writing music since we were 11 years old.
Yeah, man.
I love music as a
that we started together, and he's the person who actually introduced me to the studio, to a guy that I do a lot, totally.
And we want to shout out this program also too. You know, thanks for giving us this opportunity, and we can do something with it, man. We can show one that we can build our own door. That's what we can do. That's exactly what we can do.
Very thankful for the opportunity.
That was Mrs. Anne-Marie Brathwaite, Romario, and Jamar Juice White. Let's give it up for them once again. We love to see it. We are inspired. It is truly amazing to see the impact that this Build Your Own Door initiative has on these young leaders' lives. Let's give them one more round of applause and encourage them and encourage someone here to follow their dreams. And now we have yet another powerful story. You can't leave tonight without being inspired. This next video will introduce us to yet another Build Your Own Door delegate who is making waves in his community. I present to you Mr. Arlington Daniel.
I found my way back home. Lost so for these years, I found my way back home. To the love, joy, and tears, I finished the sentence in this chapter of my life. I'm moving on to something better. When I first knew about the program, I was like, it's something that I could try. I learned about it from prison. You know, they saw something positive in me. Yeah, and the program was waiting for me. On the day of my release, I walked straight into the ghetto youth still. Look what happened for a brother like me. I was the worst of the worst. I was some of the worst of the worst. I do the most. Reflecting on my past, I could see that that wasn't really the way though. I could be patient. My family and my son life. Because I want to be there for he. And I end up in prison before he even born. For me and for enough other youths, and this program is something really, really positive.
It truly is, and I also know that face from the NIFCA Performing Arts Finals, so he has been truly working hard. And speaking of working hard, we have a performer now to come to the stage. Let us warmly welcome Mrs. Anne-Marie Brathwaite.
Wonderful good night to one and all. Imagine there's no heaven. I wonder if you can. No hell below us, above us only sky. Imagine all the people living for today. Imagine there's no countries. It isn't hard to do. Nothing to kill for, and no religion too. Imagine all the people living life in peace. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you and the world will be as one. Imagine no possession. I wonder if you can. No need. Just a brotherhood of man. Imagine all the people sharing. You may say I'm a dreamer. Oh, I'm not the only one. I hope someday you'll join, and the world will be as one. And you will say that we are dreamers, but I know I'm not the only one. And I hope someday you'll join us, and the world will live as one. Thank you.
And thank you, Mrs. Anne-Marie Brathwaite. And you'll want to turn back to the stage yet again. We've got another performance for you. This time it's Jamar Juice White. Let's give him a huge round of applause. Welcome him to the stage.
Yeah, good night, peoples. This song is the original track. Yeah, man. You know it's belonging the way things so devastating. Yeah, man, if you know you have a dream and the boy can't stop it from turning to reality. I want to sing this here for me, look. Them can't blur the vision. Pure success, that is all I see. Nobody can tell me wrong. Boy can't. So dirty at them won't stop my breath. They rather see man dead cause I block my legs. So the man I live but don't know what life is. They take quick because they make some bad choices. Listen carefully, man. Jah and clear the way for me. But they say Peter walk a gun, jam in your face so close, call better wait to get the money and just a get high. Keep it real with your friends, just be careful, live your life and just be cheerful. Even at the sunshine times, maybe jam. Pure success, that is all I see. Nobody can tell me wrong. More cashless friends, that is all. Them won't stop my birth. They rather see my dead for some Glock 9X. Certain man a live but don't know what life is. They take with the cause they make some bad choices. Blessings are just like some rain. Shower just know him not gonna let me out like your man feeling brother. Never know quit me talking here like them out stealing sour. Never know quit me take your soldiers be fame and power. The cautious live your life. Never let it's like them never hear the pressure goes fight what goes around and around. Can't blur me vision. Pure success, that is all I see. Up my breath, they rather see my dead but a Glock 9X. Certain man a live but don't know what life is. Vision, pure success, that is all I see. Nobody can tell me wrong. More just less friends, that is all I need. So the day them won't stop my breath. They rather see my dead but a Glock 9X. Life, they take with because they make some bad choices. Them can't prove me vision. Pure success, that is all I see. Nobody that is all I need. So the day them won't stop my breath. They rather see my dead but a Glock 9X. Quick because they make some bad choices. You know it's still I'm gonna write things. Now right then y'all start with the mic, you know, obstacle can't break this. Good night everyone.
The energy up, because now we have on the stage Mr. Arlington Daniel, or they call him Arlie. Yes. More applause, more applause. Let's make him feel welcome on the stage.
For sure. Those visiting, you know, the homers. Yeah, man, it's a great feeling to be here tonight amongst loved ones, amongst the media, amongst the whole world, you know. So tonight, we can remind the world how great Barbados is, you know, how great we are musically, how great we are positively. Yeah, man, so we can show them what's going on tonight. It's what you call your home, not on it on your own. Wouldn't be a happy place if be quick to lend a helping hand instead of spark the crowd. On every block, every party, every help and see me on the mission for more unity. Let's make the place better than how it used to be. My elder ones be good examples. There's one village, one family. More positive on the news, let's judge. One Barbados, one vision, one family. We need room on the action, let's talk, brethren, sister. You have your big house, yard, use that for the homeless in the cold, biting and blistering. Beautiful boys and girls. From brown, black, white, Asian, Indian, Latin, we still one Barbados. Village, one family, more positive, one in your mood, less tragedy. One Barbados, one village, one family. One Barbados, one village, one family. Equal rights and justice. This rock you call your home. Let us spark the crowd. On every block, every party, every community. Help and see me on the mission. My elder ones be good examples for the youth to see. You and me. One Barbados, one village, one. One village, one family, more opportunity to move in the majority. One Barbados, one village, one family. You know? So if you want to see more change in Barbados, if you want to see the guns playing down and youth rising up, education and doing things positive and doing things the right way, on your own, wouldn't be a happy place if you was all alone. Say you love him, repping for your zone. Be quick to lend a helping hand.
make the place better than how it used to be. My elder ones, we couldn't never sing, sing, sing. One Barbados, one village, one family. More positive on the news, let's try to one Barbados, one.
Jamar Juice White. Jamar Juice White. Shout out to him, Mrs. Anne-Marie Brathwaite, and Arlington Daniel. Sorry? Right, sorry. Sorry. That is my bad. I'm wrong for that. Thank you so much, Arlington Daniel. Let me get it right. Let me put some respect on your name. Thank you to you, to Jamar Juice White, and Mrs. Anne-Marie Brathwaite. And now, it's been an amazing evening so far. Would you agree? Well, we are about to experience something else that's absolutely special. We're about to premiere an original track that has been produced by none other than the Build Your Own Delegates themselves. This track is a reflection of their hard work, passion, and vision, and we can't wait for you to hear it. So without further ado, let's turn up the volume and give a warm welcome to the debut of this amazing creation.
Good night, everybody. This is the original Build Your Own tune, and I hope y'all enjoy.
To me heart, to me soul, I fi take me go places me not to before. Building my door, yeah. Sometimes you have to feel it's all part of the goal. Success, my average could drive to me close. Me not be tagging a toy, yeah.
Before just like a psychic, we're like a BMX. Cycling, no luck, only blessing when you. The youth them destiny you can't deprive it, but it is so depriving. Mama too busy 9 to 5-ing. Papa lock up, got to put the time in. Them spending all their money for designer, trying to look the flyest. Vanity make them turn private. That's why this
music come out of me soul. I can take me go places me not go before. Building my door, yeah. Me not be talking a toy, yeah.
So my life and a sleep chapter in my same papa, can you see papa? Let me feel shattered. Turn to the streets from the seas of me. Seem hotter. Try to hide it, but when always fucking same shudder. Try reflect, but it always when me feel shallow. Drop a tech when me see a hand close like a river when in the color.
Music of my life.
But man solid down, me stay me strong. Every day man study bread just like some pastry man. Never sit down and face the hands. Best to pull it by seconds so me pray to God. That me need up and to keep my family that fear vision.
Music of my life, that be all of me soul. That me take me to places me not go before. Boy,
yeah. Manifesting riches and wisdom. Be a slave to this damn system. Bad bridges, I believe we should burn for you. Hold your head high and stand firm, cause there is a muscle, just trust the process. And the truth, I know they're moving like the bird. So when it's my time, I must shine like first. Music of my life, and me out of my soul. I can make a business and not before. Building my door. Sometimes you have to feel it's hard. Music of my life, to be out of me. Success, my average can judge how to be close. And I'll be done that boy.
Are we loving that original track from the Build Your Own Door team? I'm ready to sing the wrong words because I never have the words right to anything. That's how I know when I love it. That is amazing. Let's give them another huge applause. So good. So amazing. And now it's time for dinner. You can wait for your table number to be called, or one of the ushers will come to the table. Our specially invited guests will be going first. So just hang tight, take some photos, have a chat with each other until you get your notification. And we'll be back with the program very soon.
When you believe that nobody don't believe in you as a youngster, you start to lose that identity of who you're supposed to be or who you could be. And then you start saying, well, if I can be good for nothing, just let me be good for nothing then. So eventually you start even to lose grips of who you is as a human being.
I don't know, when you make it your mind to kill yourself, you just stop caring about everything else.
Because I just say it was just so tunnel vision with vengeance that I didn't really care about the consequences at the time.
Man, it's a different level of shame when your mom sees this distasteful action.
Back in there, is young man, we know better.
I remember speaking to him that you need to stop. If you this is this gang thing that you need to stop. You can dead.
My name is Zico John. I was born in Nelson Street. Some people may know as Wallerton Street. Go hand in hand, it doesn't really matter, but it was in the heart of the city. Nelson Street is known for a lot of the prostitution, the drug dealing, the gang violence. You know, like when it was coming up, it was very rare to see somebody go and work. I also joke and always say that I wanted to be a sanitation worker because that was the only person I actually see had a job. Everybody else was either slinging drugs, either he was a shopkeeper, he sold drugs, prostitution, so it was quite normal. And it was basically an everyday thing coming out of this scene, what was not normal. But it was very normal for me, which was normally not normal, I should say. So yeah, and that's basically where I was raised. So I saw a lot of violence, I saw a lot of drugs being slanged. My mother tried her best to keep me away from that lifestyle, but I always say that your environment will always be a product of who you will be, or will contribute to some factor of who you will be, and it did for me for sure. It really did, especially going to school and interacting with some of the people within the community and what's not, eventually start to rub off a little more on me. Then after school, you know, you may do a little shoplifting here, just get a little snack and whatever the case may be. There's little small little petty crimes in the beginning, you know. And it eventually grew. For one, for all for one, throughout my primary school years. And if one person get in a fight, we all got to get in a fight because we all from the same neighborhood. So that's basically how it started. And then from there, somebody was like, you want to try to smoke? They say, I see my father smoking this, we would carry it. Because my father used to smoke marijuana. So what we would do, we would steal the little roaches and whatever the case he may probably have left around the house. And yeah, we eventually started smoking them, you know, carrying some cigarettes from our grandparents and stuff like that, and smoking it and stuff like that. So we got involved in some, and this was even before the age of 7, you know, and things, whether it was stealing, smoking marijuana, smoking cigarettes, you know, from school, whether it's after school or before school, and it just continued to grow from there. All right, so some people may even ask, like, so how we get involved in terms of who we looked up to in terms, as you call it, drug boss. Well, for me, the word gang wasn't even, I never even looked at it as a gang, or I never even looked at it as this person was a drug boss. As I say, it was pretty normal, so it basically was just families, or we grew up to the person who had some level of success, so whether it's a car, whether it's gold chains, whether it's image of looking successful, that was the person we looked at to. And majority of the times, the person who we looked at to was the person who was either selling the drugs or taking care of the community in that particular time. But when I was young, I never looked at anybody particularly to say, well, I wanted to be like that individual. I wanted to be like that particular person. That happened a little bit when I got a little older into the secondary schools, when I was really having a grasp of understanding of how the drug and gang game really operated. In the beginning, it was just simple things like, you just rap what part you come from, and you know if one person fight, we all go fight. And it first started like that. And my cousin, who had a lot of trouble with the law, is going in and out of doors for different reasons, whether it was drugs, whether it was for guns, whatever the case may be, he was in and out of prison a lot. And I was young, so I really didn't have a grasp on how serious it was at that particular time. The person I probably would have looked at and said, well, yeah, he was the first, because he carried that stature of a boss, so he was the first person I would have probably had looked at. And there was a situation where I had got in an argument with my mom, and I had moved out, I had left secondary school now, and I had left, and I had went in town to live with my father as well. And he was trying to show me the game. He was trying to show me the drug game. He was trying to show me like how he survived, and to be like him. But he just thought, well, this is how he survived, and he want to show me how to survive too, you know. So this was the best thing he could do. So he carried me places. He showed me how he sold the drugs. He showed me how basically how he was surviving. At the time, I was very timid. I was a very timid young man at the time, very soft-spoken. And the things that he was kind of exposing me to at the time was real shy. He was like, yo, start with that shy thing. You come out to that whole shy thing, boy, and, you know, and toughen up. And, you know, the streets don't like, no, boy, that's so soft. And roughness and toughness out in me to be more adaptable into the streets itself, because still, yeah, my mother still tried to shelter me from it, but being with him, I was kind of fully exposed to the true elements of the streets. So I would say that was my first introduction, true introduction to the streets, or the streets politics, I will say. The troubles really began when I was entering into secondary school. So when I entered into secondary school, for first farmer, no entering from primary, is kind of scary for a youngster. Hearing a lot of stories about secondary school, people taking away your money, or as you will call it, locking your money, and you know, if you're tough, what can happen? So getting into secondary school is a real scary time for a youngster. So when I was entering into secondary school, it was me and a whole group of guys that came from primary school into the secondary school together. And because of the stories that I heard about, if you don't stand up for yourself, this is what can happen to you, man, attack your things, and whatever the case may be. And I always had this mentality to attack with fear. So I remember my first week into secondary school, I attacked this guy. He took a basketball from me, and as soon as he took the basketball from me, he cuffed him in his face.
This is him at our wedding. He was about 5'6". See, that's his cousin. Yeah. But he was not a troubled. He was a really sweet boy when he was growing up. He was very, very sweet. But as I said, I don't know what happened. I don't know if the school made him, because even when he was going to school, he used to get in a lot of fights. And I think that because he was short. He was short to me. So I don't know, because he was not as big as the other guys, they would always pick fights with him. And I just think that he got fed up at times. So, you know what? I can start fighting. I can start beating the guys. But I don't know. Maybe that's why he turned. I don't know.
And there was a brawl-out fight, whatever the case may be. I was scared, but I did it because I knew for a fact I had to let my presence be known. Because a couple hours even before that fight had happened, I saw someone got an ear chop right off. And I was like, nah, this school's serious though, so I really got to stand up for myself. So after creating that mentality, rather than kill or be killed mentality, so I said, well, you know, you got to stand up for myself, I got to do what you got to do. So I'd rather be the bully than be the person that get bullied. So that's what it was for me. And then from there, before you know it, I got a lot of respect from the ones from the older farms above me, 4 farms, and the 5th farm started to respect me a little more. My reputation started to grow. I was in a fight every single day, basically. This was in school and even out of school. When my dad started to grow, eventually we start forming like a clique, like some people would call it a gang, but at the time it wasn't really a gang. It was just a whole group of friends, and we can defend each other at all costs. You know, so the more you get into this kind of stuff, shouting one of the after school, eventually starting to gradually turn into this culture you all know as gangs, but really and truly it was just a brotherhood at the time. And I was living with my father at the time, and there was this particular guy who had lived in the Orleans. He would come and shout me, and he would say, well, this is what he's doing to get my school things, and he was gonna rob people, he was gonna do some other illegal activities, and he introduced me to this way he's doing to survive. And in my head, it was like, yo, this fella always going to lay his shoes, this fella was going to lay his bikes. I would never think that this is what he was doing to get what he had to get. And at the time, I was kind of neglected by my father. So he was hardly home, you know, so I had to kind of fend for myself as well. So I found myself falling into those particular trends as well, whether it was to rob people, whether it was to do whatever it is we got to do to survive. So I kind of get involved into robberies and smaller petty crimes, going to buy some snacks and hustle at school. People showing you how to sell little drugs, a little 5 bag, a little 10 piece. Not major at the time. As I say, it was very, very small and minuscule, so it wasn't nothing crazy. But eventually it grew even more and more and more. Because the older you get, people start seeing you more as an asset to either their organization or their so-called gang at the time. And I had loved the violence. I ain't gonna lie about it. I had loved the violence. It was a real release. Because what had happened was that I saw a lot of things that I would say trauma, but at the time I didn't know it was trauma. So the same cousin that I had looked up to, he had got killed, got shot 5 times. Someone paid some people to kill him, which was only $1,000 in a pair of Timbs, and he was shot 5 times in the streets in Nelson Street.
This is my nephew that had passed away a couple of years just before he had gotten into that accident, the incident where he had gotten stabbed. Then I had to see him in the same hospital room like him. Yeah. They're so innocent and sweet, and they don't know what happened. I think they were so close. They were really, really close. There's 2 brothers and sister, but they were very, very close. Just so sad. I really didn't want to lose a nephew, and then I lose my nephew, then I lose my son. I didn't want that. That did something to me. That altered my mind, which super crazy. That did something to me. And then after that, shortly after that, my best friend, at the time, he also got killed. Someone cracked up his head with a baseball bat, got stabbed. Eventually was in a coma. And at a young age, losing people that you love, are was so close to you, can really do something to your mind. And it did something to my mind. And it introduced me to the concept of death. And it made me feel that my time was going to come eventually. So rather than fear it, I kind of welcome it. And I was like, all right, if this is how we're going to go, this is how we're going on. And I make sure it's going on. And I taking people with me. So I eventually became more fearless because I thought death can come my way as well. And I was doing any and everything at that time. I was actually welding. And some people may wonder, so what your mother had to say at this time? Like, my mother had some kind of understanding, but she wasn't still yet fully aware. Like, she knew, well, yeah, we used to hang out with some fellas and, you know, typical teenage kind of thing, but she wasn't fully aware how deep I was about to get into this particular thing. I couldn't handle the fact that he would be out there, you know, not knowing what he was doing. No, it was nothing constructive. And I really didn't want to lose him. He was so sweet. And the thing about it, he was such the most obedient little boy ever. He was the most obedient. Like, just so many times, my mother take him to the supermarket and forgot him because he was so quiet. My mother would just say, stay there, don't move. My mother would come back home and she wouldn't have him. And she went back and he would still be there standing up waiting. He was so obedient. So I know that part of me that he wouldn't be in that kind of life for long because that's not his character. I don't know what he was going through back then, but that was not his character to be like that because he was such a sweet little boy. Going to school, there was some wars
town versus country, school versus school. Eventually it turned to things like that until eventually I was being blamed for things at school that I wasn't even aware of. And the principal at the time was accusing me of bringing gangs into the school. I'll never forget that. He accused me for bringing gangs into school. And I feel like I was being victimized at the time. I feel like I was just being victimized for a lot of things. Even when I wasn't had nothing to do with it, my name was still being called. So at the time I kind of feel like I was being victimized. And when you believe that nobody don't believe in you as a youngster, you start to lose that identity of who you're supposed to be or who you could be. And then you start saying, well, if I can be good for nothing, just let me be good for nothing then. So eventually you start even to lose grips of who you is as a human being. You start to lose things such as love and kindness and compassion. Eventually you start seeing them as weak traits. You start seeing them as weak things, that character flaws within. To survive, you start seeing them as character flaws. So you start discarding them kind of emotions real quick. And this is how I understand that speaking into a person is very important. Because the things that was being speaking to me wasn't good. Things that was being speaking to me was negative. The things that being speaking to me was like, I can be a criminal, I can die shortly, this was gonna happen, blah, blah, blah. And they started to believe it. Subconsciously, they started to believe it. And I was like, all right, if it's an animal, let me just be an animal. And I started to adopt it even more. And things really got even worse when we know coming on to our last year in secondary school now. People being expelled, XYZ started losing more friends either towards death or prison. But eventually when I had left school, this is where I eventually dive deep into the whole gang culture and gang life. This is where things really took a turn for the worse. So I had this reputation for being violent, this reputation for being fearless, this reputation for being done for whatever I was ready. So I had that kind of reputation. So with that reputation comes fear, and with that fear comes enemies, and it comes with a whole lot. And I had a lot of enemies, but also having a lot of enemies, I had a lot of allies. And eventually there was this particular thing at the time called Bloods and Crips, which was imported from the States, which a lot of deportees had come back from the States into Barbados. And they started to indoctrinate and teach people the gang culture in terms of what Bloods and Crips all about and what it really stands for and what's not. It's a very organized gang. And when it first landed into Barbados, the Bloods was predominantly the biggest street gang they had. And it had nothing to do with a particular location. So it wasn't a one particular location where you could find this gang. The difference between the Bloods and the Crips was that it was no geographical location. It was spread all about. So you could live in St. Peter, you could live in St. Michael, you could live in St. Thomas, and all still be part of this one particular gang. They all just stand for the same, would have been for the Bloods, and the colors would have been blue, which would have been for the Crips at the time. And it was a lot of Bloods, a lot of Bloods at the time. And I was like, what's going on here? This blood ting, and it was farming real fast, and it was real organized and stuff like that. And it comes down to the hand signals, the tagging of the walls and whatnot. So I became curious. So what's this that was really going on in Barbados? And I found out what it was all about. But for me, I was indoctrinated differently. I was indoctrinated where the Crips was concerned. And when I understood it, I studied this thing like a Bible. I studied the code. I studied how it was originated. I studied where it farmed, how it get here, what you had to do, how to get up in the ranks. And I was like, all right, cool, this is what you're gonna do. And I loved it because it carried this family essence. It carried this family, especially if you lock down your personal life, you're gonna want it even more. And it carried that togetherness in the beginning. Everybody looking up for one another. Everybody don't care where you come from, what you do, what you pass, what you look like. As long as this is what you're rapping, it was this unity. So eventually it became part of the Crips. And they grew through the ranks really fast by doing small little crimes and coming up through the ranks. And it became eventually one of the youngest Crip leaders within Barbados, which was called the OG at the time. So, and then eventually my gang was the Blue Street Crips. And we were one of the fastest growing Crip sets in Barbados. One of the fastest growing Crip sets in Barbados. And every single day was like a movie. Whether it was to be chilling or to the violent part of it. And for some people say, well, why would you want to live a lifestyle like that? The thing is that nobody don't necessarily set out to be bad. Some people got real good intentions, but a real bad approach. And especially if you're in govern or you're in talk, it can kind of confuse a person without the identity. Don't ever forget this. A person or the identity can never understand a purpose. Identity comes first, then purpose. So if you don't know your identity, trust me, you have no purpose and you can just be doing a world of things that you shouldn't be doing. And that's what happened. So I thought I was looking out for other youngsters just like me. People who had a hard upbringing, people who was abandoned by their parents, people who was just neglected by, like, so I thought I was looking out for them. So I was going to protect them at all costs. And that's what I started to do. And with that came a lot of problems. The police was looking for me, had enemies looking for me, and eventually found myself in a situation where I was stabbed 5 times. And stupid situation, this guy came up to me and asked me, you supposed to be Zico? You supposed to be a bad boy? And then like people ask me questions, I got frustrated really quickly. And I was like whoop to whoop, you ask me a stupid question. Before you know it, altercation began. I pulled out the weapon dropped on the ground. We started scuffling, fighting over the weapon. And he got the upper hand of the weapon and walked down. Then it was stopped 5 times. We rushed our way into the hospital emergency ward. And, you know, that was it. And then the funny thing about it, it was, or I should say the most ironic thing about it, because it's not funny about this, I was in the same ward which my cousin had previously had passed when he was shot 5 times.
I get a call that he had gotten stabbed. And that, because why it was so hard for me is because my nephew had gotten killed a couple of years before that. And then when I went to the hospital, he was in that same room where I saw my nephew. Like basically the same room, literally the same bed, whatever it was in that room. And I was so scared. I was like, don't tell me I'm going to lose my son. Don't tell me I'm going to lose my son. Don't tell me I'm going to lose my son. I remember crying. I remember talking to him. He was on the bed. And I remember speaking to him, like, you need to stop. If you, this is this gang thing that you need to stop. You're going dead.
We had saw the guy close up on my turf. And my eyes light up. Me and my guys eyes light up. We was like, cool, we can get revenge. So we went and I was like, get the strap. We went back, we went source a gun. The same time, went back to the hood, strap up, come back out there. We wanted to do what we had to do. But there was a lot of minors and a lot of young people and a lot of witnesses was present at the time. And it was at Sheraton Mall. And I really wanted to get my revenge for what this man had done. And the guys out there kind of like checking on and say, man, this is the time Zico, you can't see, got a lot of people here. But in my mind, they just saw a ton of vision. I just need to get my revenge.
I don't know, when you make it your mind to kill yourself, you just stop caring about everything else.
Because I just say it was just so tunnel vision with vengeance that I didn't really care about the consequences at the time.
Man, it's a different level of shame when your mom sees this distasteful action.
Back in there, he's young man, we ain't know about it.
I remember speaking to him, like, you need to stop. If you, this is this gang thing that you need to stop. You're going dead.
Looking at this accident, this person should be dead. There's no way this person should be able to survive. Rather yet here talking to me right now.
I don't know, when you make it your mind to kill yourself, you just stop caring about everything else.
Because I just say it was just so tunnel vision with vengeance that I didn't really care about the consequences at the time.
Man, it's a different level of shame when your mom sees this distasteful action.
Back in there, he's young man, we ain't know about it.
I remember speaking to him, like, you need to stop. If you, this is this gang thing that you need to stop. You're going dead.
The funny thing about it, nothing ended up happening that particular day, and I was vexed. I remember saying, I done with this whole gang thing, with these men really willing to ride for me, didn't care sample. Because I just say it was just so tunnel vision with vengeance that I didn't really care about the consequences at the time. And I just wanted my revenge. And I remember going in the state and I yoked this gang thing, I yoked this whole crip thing, and blah, blah, blah. These men are ready for this and that. And I had put up something that time was MSN at the time, and I had stated that I'm no longer a crip, that I'm a street soldier. And the funny thing about being a street soldier was that it wasn't even a gang. It was just me saying I'm a street soldier. I just gonna ride for the streets. I just by myself solo. And then people asked me, what's the street soldier thing? And I was like, huh? Yeah, what's the street soldier? I want to join this thing. What's the street soldier thing? And then eventually, I said, you know what? This way it is, and I created my own code. And before you know it, street soldiers become a gang, which was run by me. And I was recruiting both Bloods and Crips. And people didn't like that. The news I got back, and it was a hit from my head. I was moving kind of a little too reckless for the streets at the time, so there was a hit from my head. And I remember going some places and people saying, boy, they're coming for you and what's not. And I saw the person that one of the people that was supposed to kill me actually came into Barbados to kill me. And then he came up to me and he said, well, you know, this is the situation here right now. And I come here to do a job. But at the end, you know what? We continue to tread lightly. And I knew he was serious, but where he was at the time, he couldn't have done it. And I was prepared for it. I was prepared to face it. I just knew death was coming. I could feel it. Every single day I wake up, I could feel it. I felt like death was coming my way. Yeah, so I just continued to do what I was doing. I said, if I get this, I guess going out banging. If anything, I'm going out banging for sure. And there was a movie being done. And it had name Hush. And somebody asked me if I could come and, you know, do a little small minor role in this movie. And I was like, all right, cool. So I went and did the role, and this role was me shooting a fella in the head, being a gangster, and shooting a fella in the head. So anyway, I did the role, not thinking nothing about it. Not thinking too much about the film, whatever the cases. But anyway, the film eventually came out, and it was shown in schools and all these different kind of things. And they was calling like some of the cast members to come and talk at the Olympus and some of the students and what's not. And they asked me to come because they said my particular scene, again, a huge response from the students, especially when they shoot the funny head, like, yeah, that's Zico and blah, blah, blah. Little did they know that the character that I was portraying was actually my real life that I was actually living. So when they saw me in the film doing what I was doing, it wasn't really acting for them. It was just like, yeah, this was Zico about. So it was like, you could come and talk to the students, and then, you know, even just do a little meet and greets. But what really had hit me at that particular thing was this particular school. And it was a special needs school. And these guys had come up to me and said they want to be just like me. They want, you know, and that's been something really hit me because it was like, I losing friends every day. My family being threatened. Like, there's actually people threatening to actually hurt my mother, you know, hurt my sister-in-law at the time, and hurt the people closest to me. Like, there was a lot of stress dealing with what he was dealing with at the time. It's all right for me to go along, but for me to actually know that people want to hurt the people closest to me, and for me to be actually dealing with funerals and people in prison and all this thing going on in my mind at that particular time, it had become very overwhelming. And that's when I said, I ain't about this life no more. You know, and the law, darkness come with that particular lifestyle. And knowing what you had known about the streets and seeing what you used to see and the bloodshed and all these things mentally, and seeing who had came to me saying they want to be like me, it was like, you all know what you all talking. I remember saying that I denounced that whole gang like that same particular day. And the makers of the film came to me, this particular gentleman by the name of Dave Weeks, and he had asked and said, you see, if you had changed your life, people can follow you the same way, you know, you're a born leader. And he introduced me to Christ, and I always knew about Christ, you know, I come out in church, but I just come up in church because that's what you had to do, you had to be part of church. You may come up in a particular household, you just go to church, but in terms of really getting to know who Christ was, it was a no-no for me. It was like, nah. So I was like, all right, cool, let me give this thing a shot. And I gave my life to Christ that particular day in the Olympus. And I didn't know what my next step would have been, but I said, let me just get a shot. And I'm going to this year wholeheartedly. If I can do something, I can give it all for it. I can live by it and I can die by it. And I said, why not? Let me just give this a shot. And that was when my next chapter basically began. And for my next chapter basically is when I decided, all right, let me give this Christian thing a shot. So I did. And when I was like, boy, you get dead, boy. So from there, I tell my gang members and thing, yo, to this, you know, they can try this life now. He was like, you get this boy crazy. But although I tell people so, my enemies still wanted me dead. And it was this particular instance where I know for sure God was real. And I was walking through town, and it was, like a platoon, a large group of fellas. I was coming towards me, like, yeah, we got him now, boy, we can kill him now. And they was pulling out the weapons and what's not. And I was like, boy, And I was like, you know what? If this is what it's supposed to be, I'm gonna run. I'm gonna run. And a voice told me just walk me the other side of the road. So they was coming at one particular side, and they decided, you know what? So I went on the other side of the road. They started across me at the side as well. I said, I'm gonna run. If this is how it's supposed to go, this is how we're gonna go. I said, God, if you real, you gotta prove yourself to me now. And you know, just saying so like to myself, like, I guess this way it is. And the way can that scare all these men right now. These men like hyenas approaching and pray, like they got me now, they cornered. And the funny thing about it, I continued to walk. I was walking towards me, and me smiling. And two tools, you know, a car pull up, and a voice, the man just tell me get in. And I was like, what the hell is this? So he got in the back seat, slammed the door, and this man surrounded the car. The driver eventually just scratch off through the crowd, and then carry me to this Christian event, which was so funny. He just took me to this particular event and tell me get out. I get out the car, and I was at this particular Christian event. And the same Christian event was the same people who introduced me to the Lord, who created the movie anyway. They had the movie at the time. And I was like, what is this? I get out the car, and the driver went long. Never saw the driver again in my life. I don't know who he was. He didn't even stay at the event. He just dropped me there and went long. And I was like, this is crazy. God, you gotta be real. I remember thinking that to myself, God, you gotta be real. And it was this, I don't know, but it was a joy or kind of like you astounded. It was this speech, just like, what just happened? Seriously? I was about to dead and this happened for you. I was like, this is crazy. And the people came down to me and told me, come upstairs, come. They came upstairs, and same time, there was this guy, a deported fellow, who was giving a testimony upon his life. And he was also a street dude at the time in the States. He was doing drugs, and he was giving his testimony. And while giving his testimony, I was sitting on, I was just listening. And at the end of he giving his testimony, he looked at me. Guy by the name of Wayne Weeks, never forget. And he came to me and told me, I can get you with a pat on my back. I was like, get you? Like, what you know about my life? Like, I mean, he came directly to me and I was patting on the back. In a crowd full of people, and told me, I can get you with. And I was like, what really going on here? I mean, like, this can't be a coincidence now. Like, what really going on? You know, but seeing all these different signs starting to align, I tell myself, God be real. And I said, well, I can really give this a shot. And little did you know, I came across my enemies different places, and I was like, I hear you change. And I respect that. And eventually, my enemies just started to fade away. And I was like, these people was hunting me. These people attempted to kill me more than once. I mean, like, multiple times. And just so these people allow this thing to slide. And I was kind of like bewildered by it. Like, you know, you hear stories and you read things, you hear people, but to actually see this in your life, you just like, what's really happening here? Like, this is not normal. And the funny thing about it, when it continued, I wasn't the perfect Christian at the time. You know, I would still sometimes chill with some friends, go to a party, but it was far from the lifestyle I was living. And I went to this particular party, and this fella came up to me, and he was like, "Use who's Zico?" And there was something about people asking if Use who's Zico did something to me. Like, normally my ego would kick into play, and I would normally react in a violent manner. But for this particular time, it was just like, and I hear a voice say, "Zico, be humble." And I was like, yeah, he asked me, you change? Or you just saying you change? I hear you change. You change? And I mean, we in a party, you know, music booming, and this fella in my face looking directly at me, nighttime. And I wanted to even react. I was like, boy, move from my face, boy, act crazy, react. But the voice repeat and tell me, be humble. And I say, yeah, man, I changed. I really did change my life. The man said, if you had told me anything else, I would have blown you away. And the same thing he said it. I looked at my stomach, and the man had a gun pointed right at my stomach at that particular time. I tell me, if you had told me anything else, other than you really changed, I would have blown you away. For XYZ, something you had done to his cousin, something I had done probably in my past or whatever, but he said he was looking for me for a long time. And I said, yeah, man, it's true that I changed. Man said, well, I respect that. Man said, I would like to change, but it's too late for me. And I tell you, it ain't too late for you, and I said, man, if I could do it, anybody could do it. I really kind of built not really a friendship, but he had respect me for making that brave decision to left everything behind and just decided to live a different life. And a week later, he was arrested for murder. Same man who asked me if it was equal, he was arrested for murder. And shortly after, he was also killed in prison. He wanted to change, but he thought it was too late for him to change. And that did something to me also. That showed me, like, give me a better, like, seeing how he went in prison for murder, that could have been my life. He didn't get a chance to change, but I did. And, you know, I continued to grind. I got involved in the arts. I got involved in dancing. I eventually started ministering through dance. And I got involved with a group named Praise Academy. And, you know, involved in drama, art, theater, film. I got involved in the whole works. And eventually kind of inspired that people who was living like me to eventually change as well. And, you know, the story sounds good leading up to this point. But then eventually, thinking that I would have backslid into that life, it wasn't. I backslid into a different life, and that life was already popularity. The girls now, you know, you into this particular lifestyle, like everybody know you, so yeah. And that's where it was falling into. So eventually, basically, I fall away from the whole God changed my life kind of thing into a different life altogether. I mean, I'm not having back into the streets, but it was a whole total different life altogether. And I had that feeling again. I don't know if people understand it, but I had that feeling of death over my life again. And the funny thing about it, I always tell myself that I probably must see would have backslid into the same gang culture, but it wasn't. And the enemy is so smart and meticulous. He didn't come the same way he came before. And he tried a different tactic. And his different tactic was, all right, cool, we out there in the public. I never forget this here. This woman wants to me. This woman wants to me. Woman's like, are you out there giving you testimony? But know that you give me testimony, the enemy gonna come at you very different, more vicious than ever before. And me being young, and you know, you young with this thing, you're like, ready for him, man. Till he bring it on, till he come, you know. And as soon as I remember doing my testimony, I was on radio and different things, you know, sharing it. Because man, he came so different because it was exposed now to a lot of different people, and what people call it, yeah, a lot of people know your name and a lot of different things. I was actually hosting school fairs now and promoting different things, and when that had happened, it's really girls not coming to play, you know, and the girls had like this image of the body boy, you know, and still good boy kind of thing, and then before you know it, I had backslid completely without even knowing. I had backslid completely. It was so gradual that I'd been in love, but I didn't even recognize myself. I was like, yo, I fall far, boy. And it came from me going to parties with women, you know, and then girls invite you to this place, doing guest houses with friends, the whole works. And I remember one particular time, this girl was like, oh, you backslid? And then when she said, I didn't even know how to answer. I was like, no. She's like, we take a look. But I knew for a fact that I did when she had told me that. And back to the thing about, now I had some kind of understanding about identity. I kind of knew what my purpose was then, right? I kind of knew what my purpose was all about then. And I knew it was in a form of helping people who came from where I came from. And I always say this, all right? Using your failures to fertilize your future. And that was my strength at the time. I used everything that I knew to help people who was either like me or was going through what I was going through at that particular time. And I had some kind of grasp on my identity through the doctrine, just through to understand the word of God at that particular time and understanding what it was called to be. I then eventually started to grasp now what my purpose was. And I started to see the enemy's plan a little more clear than before. So I was more now aware at that particular time. And I had this claw of death still around me because I fully didn't have went back. I had got involved in some street racing at the time, and I had gotten a really terrible accident, a serious accident. I should have been dead. Car had flipped with street racing. Car eventually flipped, spin went through the air, brake, and car braked in half, went through a metal pole. And my head had went through the windshield. And I remember the police coming out. I remember how I left, I didn't have my license. The car wasn't straight, no insurance, nothing. I should have been dead. So I was like, shoot, I got to get off the scene, whatever the case may be. And I was going to let the rap fall my stepfather. So I tell you, come to the city again, I know get in a car accident. So you remember he came in on and talking to the police.
Being a stepfather was very difficult for me, you know, because it was a first-time experience, and I had to grow into that role, into the role of being a stepdad, especially a role model, and it was extremely difficult because, you know, Zico at 5 years old was challenging, you know. He had a very fantastic relationship with his mom from a very early age, and for me now to come and take away a part of that relationship wasn't the elite thing for Zico, you know. And, you know, at times we had our difficulties, our challenges, you know. We were at loggerheads, you know. And, you know, I wouldn't say that Zico was a bad child. It was always like, for me, it was about giving, letting go, and showing Zico the love that he deserved, you know. Because coming into the family now, he needed that father figure, and for me to be that father figure, it was hard. I didn't want to let go, you know, because, and they could always see that he wanted it, you know. He was reaching out, and at times it was a bit laid back, you know. And as we grew as a family, you know, we started to, you know, started to do things together.
And the police said something. Police said, you know, God know though. And I don't know why he said that. I was like, Ezekiel, you can't be doing this tomorrow, man. And it's like, I admit it was me who was driving, and, you know, I said, you know, look at you. It was just obvious, I had blood all over me anyway. He was like, look at you, but still, I just confess and say every single thing. He said, yeah, blah, blah. And there wasn't a charge. I didn't get charged. Everything was dropped. The man said, to be honest with you, I've been a police officer for over 16 years. And I wasn't even coming to take a statement. I tell myself, the person in dead, looking at this accident, this person should be dead. There's no way this person should be able to survive. Rather yet, here talking to me right now. And that's when it really hit me for you. And I was like, nah, boy, you really got to do something with your life. You really got to do something with your life. You can't continue falling back into this particular path. And the same girl who had asked me if I had backsliding invited me to this church, and I had went to this church, and I got back seriously with the Lord. And after getting back serious with God, I started to study all over again. I was like a baby in Christ all over, really like getting to know God all over again. And I worked my way throughout. And before you know it, became a minister. And then from a minister, I then gradually grew and became a pastor. And then from a pastor, you know, and I was just out ministering, traveling Caribbean and preaching the word of God and what's not. And I give it all credit. It's not because I was lucky. It wasn't because it was just, all I could say was it was God.
He would start talking to the young people. I remember I had a friend, and she wanted her son to speak to him because of the change that he had made. And I would go to all of his dance competitions, and I used to be so proud that you would be, it was all the group. You would hear my voice in that crowd. I was so proud of him. So then he started going to church. And I was really happy. I was really, really happy when I saw the change in him. And I don't know what else to say. I was just happy that he took that step. And I want to say already thanks to the Weeks, because I think it was them that really helped him turn around.
I am extremely proud. Zico, again, have come from a long journey, you know, and it's really amazing to see that a young man like that could be willing to change his life for the good and not be a follower. Zico has become an excellent leader, and it's really great to see him come from that dark side that he was in before, you know, and it's really great that he can strive and continue to strive forward.
Nothing else, it was God. And I definitely definitely always give thanks to God because of that. And it even caused me then to eventually even stepped out to the church and started to give back more to my community and stuff like that, even again involving charity and what's not, which I'm currently active in right now. With the Quincy Jones and Camille Messiah, and we just out there with trading charity currently right now, just helping a lot of young people in different areas as well, whether it's education, culture, sports, youth, job creation, even in terms of law as well. So all I can say is just through the grace of God. That's the honest truth. Through the grace of God, I thank Him every single day. To be this a product of His work, and if I could do it, anybody could do it. Anybody could do it. And there was so much different hurdles I had to pass, whether it was women, whether it was so-called fame or clout or whatever the case is. But, you know, I just got to continue to remain grounded and focused and always remember where you come from. Don't be ashamed of it, but look at it and say, well, you know, everything happens for a reason. And because of that, I become much stronger, I become much wiser. And I will continue to use my failures and my missteps in life to help somebody else overcome theirs.
I don't know, when you make it your mind to kill yourself, you just stop caring about everything else.
Because I just say I was just so tunnel vision with vengeance that I didn't really care about the consequences at the time.
Then it's a different level of shame when your mom sees this distasteful action.
Back in there, he's young man, we ain't know better.
I remember speaking to him that you need to stop. If you this is this gang thing that you need to stop. You're gonna dead.
Like the legend of the phoenix, all ends were beginnings. What keeps a planet spinning? The force from the beginning. We've come too far to give up who we are. So let's raise our bar and our cards to the stars. She's up all night to the sun. I'm up all night to get some. She's up all night for good fun. I'm up all We're up all night for good fun. We're up all night to get lucky. We're up all night to get lucky. The present has no rhythm. Your gift keeps on giving. What is this I'm feeling? If you wanna live, I'm with it. We've come too far to give up who we are. So let's raise a bar and our cards together. lies. I can feel that body shake, the heat between your legs. You've been scared of love and what it did to you. You don't have to run, I know what you've been through. Just a simple touch.
And then start back from the top. Which you speak on.
You don't have to rush when you're alone with me. I feel it coming. I feel it coming, baby. I feel it coming.
Then this, and then you want to do this, and then speak off loud. Yeah? Alright.
You are not the single type. I'm just trying to get you high. I'm faded off this love. You don't need a lonely night. Baby, I can make it right. You just got to let me try to give you what you want.
So do build your own door first, right? And then come back up. Sure, but do not
Scared of love and what it did to you.
and do quick primary.
I know what you've been through. Just a simple touch and it can set you free. We don't have to rush when you're alone with me. I feel it coming.
Just tell me when you're ready. I'm standing right here. So we just go to use people to bring the music stuff out. Right? Okay. Are you calling these? Right, so I'll call their name and the school. The representative has to be with him at the time. Right, good. Your on-door poster, and then speak off last, so there's 3 steps of right, and then do everything else in the order, but make sure that as well. But maybe do everything else in the order is there, but then do you speak off last. Yep, you see one there for fear.
When you close your eyes and you go to sleep, I can hear the things that you're dreaming about.
Seeing it there, fair way. Yeah?
When you open up your heart,
So you mean you want that right after the posters? That could do after the posters? Alright. No, sorry. Do the posters.
tell me that you
Fair
want
boys.
me.
Go to a
Tell
fair
me
boys.
that you need me.
Because that's the
You
parents.
tell me that you love me.
Yeah, so we get the children together.
I know that I'm right, 'cause I feel it in the night.
We build your own door, we get those up there because they're not
I hear the secrets that you keep.
Yeah?
When you're talking in your sleep, I hear the secrets that you keep. When you're talking in your sleep, when I hold you in my arms at night. Don't you know you're sleeping in a spotlight?
But all they saying is the name and the school and they know to come up together. Okay.
Okay, cool. Dreams that you keep inside. You're telling me the secrets that you just can't hide.
Pretty quick because somebody's not well and so they want this to
You're
happen.
telling me that you want me. You're telling me that you love me.
Instead of standing up. Yeah, well then it should be okay from there. Yeah. So when you hear me get the Jamari,
I hear the secrets that you keep. When you're talking in your sleep, I hear the secrets. hear the secrets that you keep. Oh, when you're talking in your sleep. I hear the secrets that you keep. Oh, when you're talking in your sleep. I hear the secrets that you keep. Oh, when you're talking in your sleep. I hear the secrets that you keep. Oh, when you're talking in your sleep.
No.
Clock strikes upon the hour and the sun begins to fade. Still enough time to figure out how to chase the blues away. I've done alright up till now. It's the light of day that shows me how. And when the night falls, loneliness calls. Ooh. Oh, I wanna dance with somebody. I wanna feel the heat with somebody. Yeah, I wanna dance with somebody. With somebody who loves me. Oh, I wanna dance with somebody. I wanna feel the heat with somebody. Yeah, I wanna dance with somebody. With somebody who loves me. I've been in love and lost my senses, spinning through the town. Sooner or later the fever ends and I wind up feeling down. I need a man who'll take a chance and I'll love to last. But when the night falls, a lonely heart, I wanna feel the heat with somebody. Yeah, I wanna dance with somebody. With somebody who loves me. Oh, I wanna dance with somebody. I wanna feel the heat with somebody. Yeah, I wanna dance with somebody. With somebody who
So them could keep it here. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back. How was your dinner? Awesome. Let's give a round of applause for the actors evening. And now it's time to get into some awards. Are we all prepare to clap your hands off as we celebrate these hard-working individuals? Yes, that's good practice. P.S. King and Director Willoughby to the stage. Tavian Aline Herbert. Mario Barker. Anne-Marie Brathwaite. I love your crown, Anne-Marie, like a princess. Malachi Des. You got it, Jamar. And dedication. In our second category of awardees, we focus on the criminal with the primary school winners. From the St. Catherine Primary School, in third place, Zane Skeet. In second place, from the St. Martin's Mangrove Primary School, Deanne Summer. And in first place, from the St. Jude's Primary School, Fabiana Holder. So we now invite the schools to come up and get their prizes as well. The St. Catherine Primary School in third place, the St. Martin's Mangrove Primary School in second place, and then finally in first place, St. Jude's. Great work to our primary school winners. And now for our secondary schools. In third position, from the Gina Barry. And as each winner comes up, the representative from the school will follow immediately after. Thank you, Regina. And now the And in second place, from the Dighton Griffith Secondary School, Aaron King. And Dighton's representative will come up as well. And in first place, from the St. Jude's Primary School, Aaliyah Morris. Huh? Oh, come back, come back. Apologies, Aaliyah Morris is from the Dighton Griffith Secondary School. Let's give a huge round of applause to all of our secondary schools. We're Art Hub. These awards celebrate the creativity, enthusiasm, and big dreams of our young achievers. From the St. Jude's Primary School, Jazara Brewster Lewis. And from the Belmont. And in our next category of awardees, we focus on our Youth Speak Off contestants. Kaimara Trotman. The second goes to Samaria Harvey. Our third place prize goes to Elisha Smith. Our second place prize goes to Shane Norville. And our first place prize winner is Javonte Callender. Let's give all of our participants and winners a round of applause. Congratulations. This set of awardees have shown an outstanding commitment to fostering peace, understanding, and positive change within their families and communities. Their dedication serves as a shining example of the power of guidance and support in building stronger connections. As we continue to acknowledge the incredible work being done through the National Peace Program, it's time to honor some truly remarkable individuals from the Parent Wise Initiative. From the Amar Empowerment Organization, Charlene Holder. From the BAPSW, Shakira Denny. Lisa Payne. From Up next from Sicel is Sakara Collymore. Also from Sicel, Janine Sherland. From Men's Empowerment, Dwayne Cumberbatch. Also from Men's Empowerment, Gerald Walcott. Gerald Walcott, I think. From Parados, Denicia Cockrell. If Denicia isn't here, a representative is welcome to come. Oh, she's coming. Sharon Foster. Let's give a huge round of applause to all of our awardees. And we have a final special award, the Special Media Award, and this will be given to Sharon Austin Gilmore. One more time for all of our awardees and to our special presentation party. Thank you tonight. Are we ready to get into some performances tonight? Are you guys gonna get up and dance? Well, then we are ready. As we shift gears and continue to enjoy this evening of celebration, we are in for such a special treat. Heart of our shared goal, and we are honored to have him here with us tonight. So let's welcome back the band, turn our attention. And now, let's welcome Senator John King to the stage.
Sing, oh, yeah, yeah. Folks, I know you know this song, so you can sing along with me. I said I rose up early this morning to the sounds of crying. Another mother shedding her tears. Why all the pain and suffering? Why all the senseless killing? Could it be that nobody cares? So no. So many sons lost in the slaughter, blood running in the streets like water. A gun in hand knows no friend. Oh, warmongers selling death in my land, getting rich off the souls of we children. Can you tell me when will it end? Sing it. How many more times? How many more times before we trot down Zion Road? Sing one year, no solution. No, I'm begging for the blessed souls in the city. It seems like there's much. Oh, child, before we trot down Zion Road. Oh, everybody, come on. How many more? How many? How many more? How many more? Ooh, child. Well, rose up early this morning to the sounds of crying. Oh, more mothers shedding no more. Thank you.
The King. Yes. And thank you so much for the band making that hymn all the way to the Pickety Crop finals. If you were there, you know it was an incredible performance. Anybody was there? Yeah, we get hope. So welcome to the stage with a huge round of applause. Grateful Cool.
But many wrong choices in my life. Could have avoided, and all this time was willing to flip upside down. I don't know, I'd be real fast. It's what I see and want it. Not knowing that by the law, shortly I get confronted for my action. All this video was just a waste of time. It's so much time. It's so much time. I had to build some patience. Some people might find it strange, but I know anybody can. Dum 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 dum. From stage to the streets, find myself hustling through the week. Have meeting and they talking neat, and I feel complete. But somehow it seems like you couldn't hold me back, like when a train run off the track. Enough with the bullets in me back, just tell me straight to jail. I'm well fast is what I see and want it. Don't look it up by the law, shortly I get confronted for my actions. All it meaning is so much time is so much time. I had to build some patience. Stay strong just to find out. To build some patience. Some people might find it strange, but I know anybody can change. Listen. At the end of every you can change. Don't let them discourage you. Sometimes the system try to push you to the side. Listen. Before the time me to come on the stage, I get rearranged. Little coco, you know, now back in your place. Was about time I get my that I can't get over. No. All this meeting was just a waste of time. It's so much time. It's so much time. Listen, I had to do some patience. Stay strong just to find a better way out. It's rain, but I know anybody can change. Hey, somebody.
One more time. Help me now to welcome to the stage another favorite from summer. It's Cooper Dan And this time he's bringing us yet another favorite of all of ours, which causes us to sit back and think. He's performing Reflections.
Hey, see how y'all. Yeah. See this one for the man in the mirror. The girl in the mirror. Yes, you ready. Remember in the mirror. I don't see a perfect man, no. I just see a trying man. And I just see people in these they change like the better hand. I know who jobless. No man knows. Sometimes they get the best man. Just got to take the worst. I in the mirror. I say that is me in the mirror. Yes, I know who I am when I look in the mirror. Inside the mirror, I see. I can't keep a pinky scent. But my children in comfort. Yes, I'm the best man. Yes, but to take the worst. I am so blessed and I know my word. And every time I look inside, I see a reflection of me. Inside the mirror, that is me in the mirror. Anybody in here know that if the fall down 5 times, how many times you're gonna get it? 6 times. We not staying down. Every morning you look in that mirror, you want you look at yourself. Who I am when I look in the mirror. I say that is me. Sing it with me. To sing. 2. Say get ready to sing. 1, 2. The mirror and it says that I know who I am when I look in the that is me. A reflection of me. Inside the mirror, when I look in the mirror, a reflection of me. My name is Cooper Dan, thank you.
Thank you for that performance of Reflections. And up next, no stranger to the stage, performing one of our favorites. And let it be a surprise to you. Go right ahead, take it away, band.
We shall overcome. We shall overcome. We shall overcome. Good night, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. I don't care where you are. I'll be side. I'll be side. I'll be side. Let me go. We must keep standing tall. Hey, the way let's start. Put down a bunch of pick up your legs. Let go. Want to let go, Pastor. Rest in the end, Pastor. Rest in the end, Pastor. Tell me how you feel. Tell me how you feel. Rest in the end, Pastor. Rest in the end, Pastor.
That was the General Edwin Yearwood, in case you didn't know. Closing the curtain on tonight's performances. Thank you so much to Edwin Yearwood, Cooper Dan, Grateful Cole, and of course, Senator King. I now invite Mrs. Cheryl Willoughby, Director of the Criminal Justice Research and Planning Unit, to share her closing remarks and express her gratitude on behalf of the entire team. Let's welcome her back warmly.
Wow, I don't know where to start. But I want to start by giving God all the thanks and praise that we can give him tonight. Moving a vote, the thanks is never easy because you have so many people to thank. But first I want to thank God because it is him that allowed us to be here this evening and to be in this beautiful, salubrious environment. So I want to give him a high note of praise. I want to thank P.S. King for being here this evening with us. Thank you, ma'am. Your support is always welcome, and I encourage you to continue to lift us up because without your support, we can't get this done. Right, Limbra? We need that support. Pardon? That's the money. Our Chief Financial Officer, we need the money. I also want to thank all of my colleagues from the Office of the Attorney General and Legal Affairs. They're all over. I see my friends over there. They're brothers to us. They are FIU upstairs. There they are. I want to thank you for being here. I want to thank my staff for lifting me up. I am nothing without my staff. They're the ones who keep me going. You know, sometimes we want to take all the praise for ourselves, but without them, I'm just the director of nothing. So I want to give you all thanks and praise for what you have done. I want to thank all the participants tonight, all the recipients. I want to thank you very much. I want to thank Allison and her team. Where is Allison? Allison is always hiding, always in the back. Allison Roach Plummer, where are you? Somewhere around. I want to thank Allison for being the wind beneath my wings. Allison, thank you. I'm grateful. Here she is. This is my sister. I've adopted her. Yes, Yannick, don't get jealous, but this is my girl. I also want to thank my husband, Mr. Andrew Willoughby, who's here with me. Thank you for your love and your support. I could not do it without you. And my daughter, Cherise, the person that keeps me busy and on my feet all the time, Cherise. She said, correct. And I want to thank all of you for coming. I want to thank the band. I had a beautiful time. The band played beautifully. Thank you so much. All the performers, all the performances was great. Thank you. Thanks to the media for being here because it's the media that allows us to share our message. Thanks to the specially invited guests. We have the Director of Sports Acting here. Thank you, sir, for coming. And I'm hoping that I don't have to write so many letters to use your facilities over and over, but I thank you very much for all that the National Sports Council is doing. I also want to thank Art Hub. Please stand, the owner of Art Hub. Thank you so much for your gifts. Thank you so much. She would have donated special prizes to the children that were here. Thank you very much. I also want to thank our MC, Paula Ann, who did a fantastic job this evening. Thank you so much. We now have a new MC that we can call on at any time. At any time. So with that said, I hope I'm not missing anyone. I want to thank whoever created this environment for us. At Accra staff did a wonderful job. But I want to thank the organizers of the background and all the, I could only describe it as being salubrious, a salubrious environment. I feel so welcome. I feel as though I'm at Sandy Lane. And this equates to that, or even beyond. So thank you, whoever decorated. It's beautiful. And I want to close by inviting you on Friday to a pre-independence social that we are having at Hoyt's Pavilion, Hoyt's playing field. Join us. We are going to have a T10 cricket match between Central Country Club and a Holders Hill Club. We're also going to have a small bars cricket football tournament. We're going to have a cultural display with Mother Sally, the tuck band, and steel pan, and everything we're going to have at Hoyt's playing field on Friday, starting at 6 p.m. I want to see everyone here dressed in your national colors. I'm leading by example. I have on my blue, PS has on her yellow. So I want to see you come out and spend the evening with us. This is not just a show, this is to encourage you to get on board with us, to empower our young people to the best that they can be. Lindbergh also whispered in my ear not too long ago. He's our senior HR manager. He whispered, Cheryl, you all have to do this on a bigger scale. And I will speak to the powers that be to see how we can replicate this on a much larger scale. So it's about the young people and changing lives. That's what we are here for, to turn them around so that they can be the best that they can be. This was an evening well spent. I could have been in bed, but to God be the glory, great things he has done. I was ill, but now thank God I feel a lot better. And being here with you, I feel healed. So I want to give you all thanks and praise and to wish you a safe journey home. Good evening.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Willoughby, and I will echo her sentiment that I hope everyone reaches home safely this evening, but do mingle with each other and take some photos and make sure that you have a night to remember. I've been your Master of Ceremonies, Paula Ann Jackman. A special thank you to Sound and Lighting for working with me for the night. Have a wonderful evening and a great rest of your weekend, everyone.